Well, God, if you weren't for you, I tried, I'm not sure, though. And that's what we do. He provides a way of escape, and that's what we do. Okay? Now, Jesus in his Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 6. Brent, go to Matthew chapter 6. Brent ain't going to be able to talk. Good thing it's not football season. So, Matthew chapter 6, in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, this is one of the chapters. Chapter 6 is part of that Sermon on the Mount. Chapter 6, verse 24, he talks about two things. He talks about two masters. He talks about two masters. What does he say, verse 24?
No one can serve two masters.
No one can serve what? How many?
Two masters.
Two masters.
For either he will hate the one.
He will hate the one and love the other, or what?
Or else he will be loyal to one and despise the other.
Okay, read.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
You cannot. You got to make a choice. Choose this day. God or mammon. And mammon is translated money. And it's easy for we all, now I think that's a bait that can catch all of us at this point, money. And we out there trying to chase money so bad that we will leave God to chase some change. Now we'll want some money so bad that we'll leave God to chase a little bit of change. We'll apply for a new job and everything. And we'll say, we got this new job. I got to work. Just got to work. Got to make these ends meet. Got to make these ends meet. First of all, are you living beyond your means? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. The way you living now, can you really afford it? You might need to just tone down. Okay? You trade in one of them cars, maybe get rid of one of them 4 garages on your house. You may find a little money somewhere. Or if you don't have to carry around a laptop cell phone, you may find some change. You don't need 3,000 minutes a week. Who are you talking to? If you got that much time to talk, you probably ain't working. You need to find a landline, a regular phone, because you need to get some money. But we will chase money. We'll go get a new job. The job will be in Lockhart. Gas is $3 a gallon. You spend half your check driving. But you just got to work. Well, I can't see why my money not coming together. Because it's at Exxon. We have to understand that we have to make a choice. Make the choice today. Choose this day who you will serve. Choose this day. If you read a little further in Matthew chapter 6, he comes in and starts talking about do not worry. He starts talking about seek ye first, and all these things will be added unto you. God will take care of his own. But you got to stick with him. You got to stick with him. Okay, so let's next point, Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. As we wrap this up, as we wrap up this last point. And my goal is that I hope that you have grabbed some understanding of the difference between temptation and sin, and understanding that temptation will happen. Sin is a choice of yours. The sin is your choice. You made the choice. And it's such a basic concept that I think sometimes we overlook. I've overlooked how do I get in this situation? You made a choice. You made a choice. You look over, your spouse make you mad, and you look, how did I get into this situation? You made a choice. I have said some crazy stuff around. She say, how did I get with you? I said, you said yes. I said, you had a choice. When I offered the ring, you could have said no, but you said yes. Your fault. I'm just trying to make sure she keep thinking it was a good decision day by day. That's my goal, is make sure that she believes it was a good decision. Brothers, I suggest you do the same. You don't want to make no other decisions. But make sure that you're doing what you have to do, that's making the choice. We ask ourselves often, why are we in some predicaments? We made a choice. Go back to it and look at it and say, oh, I made a choice. I made a choice. You look at kids, and you'll see youth, and you'll be at high school. In high school, you'll see kids with babies. I remember my sister telling me she had a classmate in 8th grade working on her second child. I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, I have one child, it's me and Ryan, and she whipping both of us with one. I couldn't imagine having to get up in the middle of the night, feed a child, try to get some sleep, then get up and get to work on time. I'm late with Ryan's help. Y'all pray for that. But I'm just telling you, I'm trying to put some thoughts in your head that we have a choice. You don't have to go down that road. There's a lot of things that you can do. That don't mean they right to do. That don't mean they smart to do. I can drive my car with my feet. That's probably not a good idea. Okay? There's a lot of stuff we can do, but that don't make it a good idea. So we have a choice. Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. Verse 34. I'm sorry, I'm not even giving no verses. Now here Jesus is, what he's doing is, and I'm close. My water's evaporating too. What Jesus is doing here, he's getting ready to send out his apostles. And he sent out his apostles. He's told them to go to the Jews, and he wants them to deliver his message to the Jews. Okay? He wants them to deliver his message to the Jews. And now we get into this part of the chapter. Now he's talking about don't fear, because there are going to be people that's going to want to put you in courts and trial you against the different things, saying you are blaspheming against God, or you're preaching a false doctrine and all this kind of stuff. But Jesus comes in, he says, don't be scared of them. I'm going to take care of you. Don't be scared of them. He also goes in about verse 30, about 31. He talks about, aren't two birds sold for a penny? And I know the number of hairs on your head. So if I know the number of hairs, and then he also says with them birds, he says not one of them, as little of worth as they are, not one of them hits the ground without the power of God. We drive every day under birds. Don't no birds just dart right into our car? Why? Because God ain't let them dart into our car. Now when one darts, God. Don't talk to me about it. You call your insurance and understand that maybe God wants you to have another car. You all upset. You could be working on a new vehicle. You don't know how God's going to bless you. You don't know what happens when you choose God. You have a choice. Understand, choose this day. Like I said, today, tomorrow isn't promised, so make a decision today. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, read.
Do not think I came to bring peace on earth.
Do not think I came to bring peace on earth.
I did not come to bring peace but a sword.
I did not come to bring peace but a sword.
For I have come to set man against his father.
I have come to, hold right there. Now what the Jews were expecting Jesus to do, they wanted him to come in and bring back that Israelite prosperity that they had when they was a rising kingdom in the land of Canaan. But Jesus saying, I didn't come to do that. I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. And what do you do with a sword or a knife? What do you do with it? You cut something. And what you do when you cut something, what does it do? It divides. So you was going to have people that was going to choose Jesus or not choose Jesus. Jesus said, I'm coming to bring a sword. I'm going to set a man against his own father. Against his own father. Choose this day who you will serve. You don't think Joshua was talking to some of his own kinfolk when he said that? When he said, as for me and my house? He's talking to his own family saying, I don't know what you're going to do. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. He chose that day. So choose this day. Don't let family ties stop you from choosing God. Keep reading. He explains this. Keep reading.
A daughter against her mother.
A daughter against her mother.
And a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
And a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
And a man's enemies will be those of his own household.
Well, that's tough, isn't it? To think about the fact that you choose God and your own family could not like you anymore. That's tough. That's tough. I've been blessed where I haven't had to go through that situation. But there's somebody in this audience I know has been through that situation, has chosen God over their family. Keep reading. Keep reading. Let's see this. Let's see how he shapes this. Keep going.
He who loves father or mother more than me
He who loves father or mother more than me
is not worthy of me.
is not worthy of me. What he's saying is, I have to be first. I don't have no other place. I don't have no other place to be. I got to go first. You got to choose. I didn't come to make everybody happy. I came to make a decision have to be brought up in your mind. You have to choose this day. You have to choose this day. Temptation will come. It will be in the form of whatever it is.